On Friday, Pope Benedict XVI presided over the Way of the Cross, leading pilgrims from around the world who had gathered in Madrid for World Youth Day. 15 stations lined the Paseo de Recoletos. The Pope was accompanied by a choir of children and youth, as well as an orchestra and a local singer who helped lead the crowd in prayer. Each station was accompanied with a meditation on people who suffer for various reasons: discrimination and racism, immigrants who are misunderstood, those who are victims of violence and sexual abuse, those who are affected by unemployment and the economic crisis, people with disabilities and people with AIDS, among others. Afterwards, the Pope spoke to the youth at World Youth Day about the sufferings of Christ and the human suffering present in today's world. Dear young people, we have celebrated this Way of the Cross with fervor and devotion, following Christ along the path of his passion and death. The commentaries of the Little Sisters of the Cross, who serve the poor and most needy, have helped us enter into the mystery of Christ's glorious cross, wherein is found God's true wisdom, which judges the world and judges those who consider themselves wise. We have also been assisted on this journey to Calvary by our contemplation of these wonderful images from around Spain. In these images, faith and art combine so as to penetrate our heart and summon us to conversion. When faith's gaze is pure and authentic, beauty places itself at the service and is able to depict the mysteries of our salvation in such a way as to move us profoundly and transform our hearts, as Saint Teresa of Jesus experienced while contemplating an image of the wounded Christ. The Holy Father asked the audience to look at the cross of Christ, not as a failure, but as a true gift of life. Let us eagerly welcome these teachings and put them into practice, he said. Let us look upon Christ hanging on the harsh wood of the cross, and let us ask him to teach us this mysterious wisdom of the cross, by which man lives. The cross was not a sign of failure, but an expression of self-giving in love that extends even to the supreme sacrifice of one's life. The Father wanted to show his love for us through the embrace of his crucified Son, crucified out of love. The cross, by its shape and its meaning, represents this love of both the Father and the Son for men. Here we recognize the icon of supreme love, which teaches us to love what God loves in the way that he loved. This is the good news that gives hope to the world. Finally, the Pope called upon the intercession of the Blessed Mother, saying, "Let us turn our gaze now to the Virgin Mary, who was given to us on Calvary to be our mother, and let us ask her to sustain us with her loving protection along the path of life, particularly when we pass through the night of suffering, so that we may be able to remain steadfast, as she did, at the foot of the cross."